right. A little something special for the WGGGMBUCC. It's a lyrical sculpture in the sand that I carve. This is Flash on the mic, now on the carve. From 40 to 60, we are on the attack. If I can just get some vitamin I from my back. Foot on the line, yeah, I'm ready to go. Or did I just pull a muscle? Hold on for a moment. Play it cool, just act like I'm young. Got flicks on my wrist and lyrics on my tongue. 10 more years left to go. Tricks from the past and a buttery flow. A little slow off the start, I like to call my speed brisk. The sunshine glints off my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between my toes. I got none of the pivots, but all the throws. Yeah, I got some dodgy knees. Disc in my hand and the sun in the sky. My dad bod goes jiggle and my hucks they fly. The spirits are rising like a disc on the breeze, going miles out of bounds to the Portuguese seas. I played a point, yeah, I need a sub and a good long soak in an XL tub. Don't need to run anymore, I'm one of 14 handlers. Happy Gilmore this disc like we're all Adam Sandlers. I'm slow off the start, I like to call it brisk. The sunshine glints on my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between my toes. We got none of the pivots, but all the throws. Alright, let's finish this off. My 6'2" still works in the bar. I can see from miles. Got drinks on my radar. Portimao party is the place we flee for the friends we see in these great memories. Yeah, I feel the spirit as I pull every sinew. Shatter my knees, yet we're gonna continue. Take this hand, better yet carry me from the beach to the bar, better yet to the sea. I'm slow off the start. I like to call my speed brisk. The sunshine glints off my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between our toes. We got none of the pivots, but all of the throws. All right.
Welcome back to the beach here in Sardinia, the World Great Grandmasters Beach Ultimate Club Championships, and we have the defending champions from the USA, Spangled, the renaming of a Team Mirto against the Great British side, not Grandmaster Flash. We're talking about this just on the last live stream. Flash, hailing from the UK in their white jerseys. First point on the board though for Flash. It's a hold in the blustery conditions downwind.
Just like that, Team Mirto.
Oh, sorry, Team Mirto, sorry. Our scoreboard got it wrong. It's not a point for Flash, it's a team for Spangled.
Team Mirto, as quick as they've turned into Spangled, they've gone ahead and converted in just as quick and efficient of pace. There you see the assist from Lang.
So this a battle between the 1st and 16th seeds in the tournament. So we are expecting it to be a Spangled victory by the books if it went to chalk here. Of course, both teams have already had a game so far this morning. Blue Zone took a win 13-4 over Flash, whereas Spangled advanced 13-5 over Jets. So this could be quite the hotly contested pool for the 2nd and 3rd seed, Steph. And just behind me, off camera, I hear the words, "We got a spanking." But it feels like that should be appropriate for teams playing against Spangled. They got a spangling, maybe, as GBR unfortunately gets bested, and a quick conversion there, an easy throw. Wow, it looked easy anyway for Kevin Kale. Connecting immediately. And calling herself back on the line.
Well, when they're that quick, can you really get it? Can you take yourself off that quickly?
It's barely got a heartbeat racing. So an unfortunate drop on the first centering pass. A little bit undercooked, but you'd expect at this veteran stage for players to be able to get themselves involved. Ledon making quick work and getting the first point on the board for the defensive line.
So Spangled, not just walk through only between the cones and always behind 3 meter line.
So Spangled 2 on the board. Early doors here after the error from Flash.
And so I had to look up what Spangled meant, because I know the Star Spangled Banner, and I thought it would just mean well distributed, but there's more. It's well distributed and shiny.
Yeah, I was going to say it feels a little bit like a bedazzling type vibe, you know.
Yes. And now there's a team called Dazzled and a team called Spangled here. There could be a lot of reflective light if they got themselves together onto the same pitch.
Indeed, bedazzled, bespangled. I think they should have a vajazzle off, frankly. I once was actually playing an Ultimate tournament, and there was a. Do you know those little like chocolate buttons that are covered in 100,000s?
You're using words that I have learned.
So if you imagine chocolate buttons covered in 100,000s, the little tiny bits of candy that you put. Yeah, sprinkles. That's the badger. Imagine trying to artistically vajazzle your teammates with that kind of effect. Very funny. Some veteran players got us to play that way back when. Big old huck down the far sideline, but you could see John Hammond pulling out of that cut relatively early doors. He knew that one wasn't going to connect. And a short-ish field note, full stretch of tape for Flash to try and advance. Shrek with the disc. No, he's not green and has a wife and a couple of babies and a dragon.
And a donkey.
But Ruven Andreas Shrek. He's been playing for a long time in the UK, but not British by nationality. That tall number 99 trying to anchor things, but unfortunately doesn't quite catch it. Originally from near Mides. De Frondeville seeking options with a very short field. Oh, the push pass for the goal. Nice and quick and relatively easy, although Mark Stoney had to pop up and fall back to grab that one in.
So another game with these blustery conditions. You can see the difference here in refinement between these two teams. Yes, it's the 16 team against the one seed, but it's the things like this that they can get away with. Not only the thought of giving a push pass, but the ability to haul that one in, coming at you, you know, a bit like a knuckleball, not really spinning, a bit of wobble, coming right at the chin there. A tough catch to make and a nice catch, and that makes it 3 on the bounce for Spangled.
So, Spangled, well decorated with talent, already 3-0 up against Flash.
Brick called on that one.
And we were brought back into play. Nice bit of warning tape to indicate the brick marks here. Henry Furland will bring us back into play. Actually, a North American athlete himself, started playing way back when, 32 years ago, but hails from Washington, D.C. and has made the trip across to join Flash. Well, that one's going to be a little bit too ambitious, just getting taken away by the breeze. Nia getting us under back and away. Mitchell. I think some sort of foul call, perhaps. Another foul call, a little bit of a stumble there. So a call from the sideline, that's a hunk. But certainly a bit of double teaming, I think, from the cup of Flash. Very close indeed. Not really marking the other players, but that's a solid layout score for Peter Nia. Started playing Club Ultimate only in 2014 when he was 48 years old, so we'll let you do the maths on that one as to the current age of Peter Nia. But a founder of Lightspeed, a global venture capital firm. So someone with some solidly deep pockets to get himself to have some time off and play here in Sardinia.
And if Spangled ever needed a sponsor, where would they go? Well, if you look at the back of those jerseys, sponsored by Lightspeed. Peter scoring goals and helping to bring some finance into this sport that most definitely needs it. The help at the team level. Maybe I should be getting in touch. We'd love him to become a patron and maybe more as well.
Absolutely. We do have spots available for company patrons. Although I have to feel like maybe the player survey answer to why Peter Nia started playing Ultimate might be a little bit tongue-in-cheek, because it says he was mesmerised by Frisbee dogs and wanted to be like one. He certainly knows how to run a disc down like a hound after a scent. But GBR going to bring us in. Another out of bounds pull. It's probably the one thing I'd say at the moment Spangled could really improve on is their pulling in bounds. We saw some fine ones in the previous game. One that nearly could have been a Callahan, Steph.
Yeah. That close.
This is solid movement through the Spangled zone. Perhaps giving Flash a little bit more time to figure things out, but need to clear through and not cluster in front of the disc. Reset easily available to Mike Bird. Paul Holden now available in the centre pocket, but it's just a little bit behind the back. Trying to connect with, I think that's Ulrich. Solid movement, Feldstadt. Looking around, possibly threatening that break. Oh, lovely connection up line and balletic toe work from Lars Feldstadt to keep that one in bounds. And a celebration for Becky Ladon, who at least this time for her point, she got to stay on the pitch a little bit longer.
Getting her money's worth for the registration price, getting her burn. But you know what? This is a big roster. These are, yes, they're 48 plus. They're going to be working hard. They might get a couple blowouts when you're on the #1 seed team in a tournament like this. But on championship day, you're going to be feeling it. And if you are in just a little bit better form, you're a little bit more rested by the time you get to play those tough games at the end. No skin off the teeth for that. So as much as it may offer a little bit of frustration, some of these short points, in the long run, it's only doing them good. Well,
Becky Ladon, or to call her by her ultimate handle, it is indeed just Ultimate Becky. That's a big old put though. EJ in the end zone, but well defended and whistle clean as well for Mark Stone. See a little bit of guilt there on his face, but Emma Jane Bailey, of course, EJ, as she's known on the UK scene. Had the pleasure of playing actually with her at Beach Nationals back in the UK myself last weekend in Sandbanks. And a big hello to all of RTU. Try and get a couple of swazzes in this week. So De Frondeville tries to go for some point and shoot, but is forced to take an easy swing to Hammond. Hammond also saying, hello, we can throw really well in this wind. We would like to throw deep, please. Against the Flash. Poachy, switchy defense of the zone. Stoney opens up a beautiful backhand that might just run out of room though, and it does indeed, and you can see the dismay on John Hammond's face as he makes the realization, nearly stumbling into the sideline photographer. Yeah, a whole lot of extra behind that one. It caught every bit of that wind as the disc took its shape, that outside in backhand, and the in
dragged, and Flash get an opportunity because of it.
Lovely lead into the end zone, trying again to connect with EJ. But Matt Stone is there once more and again gets the defensive block. Got a real build for Beach, is Stoney.
Yeah, for sure. Long, lanky, looks very light on his feet there. Barely makes a dent in the sand with his steps, but covers a lot of ground. And as you saw there, can use that long frame to his advantage there. We see it at the other end.
But a great defensive play. Second effort attempt is made and caught by Stoney. Big reaching around break, and that is a nice bit of movement and flow to put a 6 point on the board for Spangled. Flash yet to put one on the board. But Hammond finally able to come off with the goal after some clear frustrated body language at points during this game so far. You just can't take the intensity out of him.
Getting himself on the board there. That might potentially reduce the intensity there, getting that goal in the end. But Spangled continue to roll against great Grandmaster Flash. It is 6 zilch. And at this stage, they're just trying to prevent the donut, I would say, is great Grandmaster Flash. Anything they can do, get one in.
They just need to chill out.
What they
I
need
think they need to chill out. They've been throwing some high stall releases that are kind of really just ambitiously sailing into the wind. They're getting, we've had some drop passes, some undercooked bits. I've seen all of these Flash players play at a much higher level than we've seen perform so far in this game. Yeah, it's windy, but it's nothing that they can't be handled. Hill, nice leader. Stall count starting to rise, everyone holding position pretty well though. Ferdland collecting that little crash through against this cup defense. Although it does seem to be flexing, just sagging into the channels, but then collecting the danger targets when they are there. That one, a little bit of luck on the far sideline, just about toes it inbounds. Does Will Biddle. Who I found out had a very interesting journey into starting to play Ultimate competitively. At number 3, we'll talk about that perhaps if Flash are able to get the disc back off of Spangled. Already racing towards half field. Peter Nia once again trying to thread it through from Rocky Beach himself. Of course, famed Italian player. Calling Nia out of the way, but actually ending up popping him into the correct place. Rocky Beach trying to split the defender in the deep from Flash. Ends up pointing at his teammate that got the score. So a nice bit of vision once more from Spangled and returning fire. We've had a couple of points with multiple turnovers, Steph, but generally speaking, when Spangled get an opportunity in this tournament, they are making quick work of things. Yeah, they certainly are. Peter Nia again showing that he does have that dog-like receiver ability, finding a way to get free in the end zone. There's the throw from Jolly. Nia and Spangled just too much for this 16th seed at this stage of the game. They're going to need to do more than dig deep to get out of this one, but for now, they're fighting for that first goal. Well, there is a lot of talent decorated on this Spangled side. We talked about Becky Ledon having gotten a couple of points and wanting to stay on. She actually was the regional director for Beach Ultimate in the States for the Great Lakes. Well, a couple of, actually she might still be, I'll tell you what, but certainly has been in her time. readying herself to go and play defence out here on the sands in Sardinia. Well, I also did say, I'd say how Will Biddle ended up playing Ultimate Frisbee. Didn't come through sort of any of the juniors programmes or the university stages in the UK, which is typically how British players end up finding the sport. He actually saw on Channel 4, one of the mainstream channels, back in 1994, when there were very few channels to watch whatsoever, a highlights package from the World Championships in Colchester that year. And that is how he discovered the sport, started learning about it, coaching it, and never played competitively until Great Grandmasters Division back in 2017. Picked up the sport age 32. Which just goes to show it's never too late, but I think it was a bit too late to set off after that one for Katja Ulbrich.
GBR tries to get away with the hammer there, just in fact, a little blade on that one, I'll call it a blammer. Goes one end to the other. Let's see if we can end this in one throw. We've tried every which way and not converted thus far. Let's see if the shot to end zone works, and it didn't either.
Well, pro throw with a pro throw that gets snaffled up by Steve GBR. Just sat a little bit too long in the breeze. Stoney on the near side is going to call that one up. Big thumbs up from Matt Stone. A little bit of a moment for the reapplication of the visor. Verhoed. So Ulbrich. Oh, a nice high release backhand, but that's going to be way too much juice on it to connect with Mike Bird. He had the separation, but just perhaps a bit too much excitement from Ulbrich.
Yeah, a little bit too much excitement. But again, right now, the excitement's maybe a good thing. They gotta at least throw for goal, find ways, the slow and steady and slow things down and bounce sideline to sideline and reset has proven to not work against this combination again of treacherous wind and of course the defense being that much faster than them. So why not shoot for these medium length shots when you're in anywhere near an attacking zone?
Well, it was pro throw that caused the turnover earlier that GBR managed to snaffle up. A little bit of a pack under that one. Hospital passes coming out of side pro throw. Powers now. It's a little bit fortunate with that reset. Solid work. Pro throw now, looking for opportunities. Solid confidence from Spangled, really sitting those handlers back, allowing isolation to try and take advantage of the spread defense with the zone. Ladon unable to make herself available. Solid work from Ulbrich. Powers again now seeking opportunity. Late movement, but solid spacing. Kale thinks about the scoops, holsters it. A little bit of a roll required for pro throw, but easy enough. Solid connections, and that final pass, good reaching grab for Becky Ladon, and that will be her third stat of the game, 2 goals and 1 assist.
Great finish there by Kenny Powers as Spangled goes up and take it one further, but really the hero in that one, Herb Kaup, as pro throw put one up way earlier in the possession. It hung up, it went over a lot of friendly fire and got away, and Herb Kaup just got up above everyone. Not the biggest piece of timber in the forest there, but didn't matter that time. He came down with the goods in the sky.
Well, lovely to see Herb Kaup coming out. He's got Haup on the back of his shirt. I guess that's a bit of Woosian. We love a bit of Woosian here. Currently living in Haley, Idaho, but initially from Boise, where he actually helped run leagues, teams and tournaments for about a decade. And then he coached high school for 5 years after that. got a real long ultimate CV. Played for Tools, Cavu, Big Sky, Fig Jam, Chronic, and of course Immortals up in the Pacific Northwest region, who were the champions this season at the Great Grandmasters level over in the USA. We talked about this team being well decorated. We were not kidding, folks. You could probably buy a small country with the number of gold medals if you melted them all down.
Yeah, there are some real legends here. Some collecting on the sideline right now. One of the greatest Canadians, Andrew Lugston, playing Natsuo. I'm still surprised. A lot of these players I looked up to for years and years, and great to see them still doing it.
Indeed, and none of our UltiTV crew are eligible to play in Great Grandmasters. We'll have to wait for our opportunity, our moments to shine in the sun. Just have to watch and delight as you see Hammond. Some very jazzy shorts donned. Looking for options is John. And just squeaks one through. A nice bit of just attacking from Brit Attack, that front line. And a solid retro hat. I think that must be one of the old 5 Ultimate trucker caps.
The pinky.
Yep. It's got that iconic laying out figure. This sort of the black silhouette that you used to see on all the 5 Ultimate stickers way back when.
Here's another look at the scoring sequence.
Yeah, we figured this one would be a little bit one-sided. But Flash are moving well, and they are getting opportunities here and there. There we go. Just to prove myself right, we get the lovely look at that vintage 5 Ultimate gear. Of course, 5 Ultimate named for the 5 siblings, the Titcombs. Venture capitalists in their own right. We talked about Lightspeed earlier. But of course, there's also on Matt Stone a very jazzy sequined headband that we got in the corner of that shot just a minute ago. It's a vibe, and I'm here for it. So Rocky Beach with the pull into the breeze. And that one is going to stay marvellously well in bounds. Solid work, Ferdland. In the back. Ferdland going for the old point and shoot, has 2 targets potentially available, but neither of them able to get there. Solid rundowns. Oh, that's a lovely pass up the far sideline. Fantastic throwing prowess from Arlie Stern. Just a what, oh, was that caught in bounds? Goodness gracious.
Indeed it was.
As you say, Steph, you have to be good to be lucky. I'll tell you what, this team from the USA are very lucky indeed. Rocky Beach collecting on the front corner. Bit of nominative determinism over there as Spangled make their way into double digits here. 10 for Spangled, just the 1 for Flash.
Yeah, Brett Mitchell there gets the goal, but he also got the hockey assist and the saving catch there, the one that went over everybody's head, goes down to ground, keeps that one alive. And the Danville native, 50-year-old man, getting it done, currently residing in San Rafael. And he's been doing it pretty much always as a master, Brett Mitchell, starting at the ripe young age of 35.
There was a gorgeous throw on that far sideline directly into the breeze from Arlie Stern, formerly of UC Berkeley, but also Fury. Some might know her as having chosen an excellent Frisbee partner of course, Matty sang. Knowledgeable coach. That's when you really want to have on your sidelines, but back home looking after their two wonderful children, and that is a nice, easy score for Spangled. Fantastic spacing from this North American side. Real discipline, as you see Ladon there. All smiles, having collected another for her stats tally. Involved in just under half of the Spangled score so far, so 11-0, the current score.
This is a slippery slope all downhill against for Flash. They're still hanging tight for that one, what is now very, very elusive goal. Becky Ladon putting one on against them from side pro throw there. And they're just coming from all angles here. Mark Stone having a heck of a game, assist and 4 blocks. A big day at the office for him.
Well, the bottom 2 seeds from this pool, Pool A, will play against the top 2 seeds over in Pool D, which currently looks like Rundown and Team Finland. Both pretty tasty outfits. So even with 2 losses for your record in pool stages, it ain't all over. Really great defense from Matt Stone, but this time he's unable to poach one away, and it goes to the offense. At long last, Flash punch one on the board. And who else did Ferdland did he take off his hat for that?
Yeah, he may well have done. I mean, a great contested grab there for the goal. Matt Stone was there again, as he's been all day long, taking away, finding ways to thwart everything that they're doing. And this time, thwarted against. Matt Stone was unsure for just a quick second, but Ian Scotland playing in England and scoring goals. Well, a goal here, a decisive goal at this stage. Anything to prevent the donut is it's a big goal. And Ian Scotland, living in Leicester. Of course, my first reading of that, if I hadn't been in Europe for as long as I have been, I'd tell you that was Leicester.
Well, home of Melton Mowbray, the pork pie city. Well, if you can call it a city, it's more of a town. It's a big old shop that's going to go way away for Spangled.
You're speaking my language now, Hannah, talking in food.
Oh, absolutely. It's what we're here for. Bit of ultimate, but mostly the food here in Sardinia. In fact, Scotland does have a little bit of a shout out though to Jim Paranella, one of the Death or Glory players and long-time coaches, who was pivotal in bringing spirit of the game more central to the sport back in the 90s.
Paranella, of course, part of the Hall of Fame, a big name in the early days of Ultimate.
Well, this is a real opportunity here for Flash. I mean, getting a break against Spangled would be quite the faith restorer, confidence builder. Rue Morris on the far sideline, seeking an opportunity inside break found to Biddle. One of the founders of Tunbridge Float is Biddle, as we already mentioned. A good schools coach, design and technology teacher back home. And with a very fetching necky, Seth Martin makes the reset to Ferdland. Oh, that's a lovely disc, but it's going to be taken away by great pressure from Peter Nia. It looked a little bit like the potential receiver. I think that was Rue Morris. Just kind of stood still there, Steph.
Yeah, I think there's a foul and it's going to go back, but you're right. You said great defense, and there was 2 players that converged there defensively, but there was also just this foot off the gas at the last second. I'm waiting for you to get it, you're waiting for me to get it kind of feeling, and nobody went to get it. Luckily for them, there was a foul on the throwing end, and there may be another chance at it. No, there won't be another chance at it. Picked off and going the other way, Spangled.
Lang with a lovely leading pass. It's going to require the layout from Peter Nia, but he easily delivers. Another of the stats hog, only currently, wow, now leveling up with Becky Ledon. He's now got 4 goals in this game. Ledon 3 goals and 1 assist. So you say perhaps edges it out just purely in variety. But a really good sort of dish, going, following the passes all the way through. The tirelessness, I mean, Spangled have brought themselves quite the large roster here to the Great Grandmasters tournament.
Yeah.
But they are using every single person and moving across the speed at sand at speed.
That's the way you got to do it when you've got a top quality roster, top to bottom. There is no point when you've got a lead to line stack to keep, you really want to get the best balance of rhythm across the whole team as you can. Even though there might be some potential late in the tournament to shorten your lines, and maybe at that stage you even think of giving them more rest, or are you going to try and give them more rhythm? Really get the whole team involved, keep the harmony high, let everybody play. And they're doing it well. Peter Nia, another spectacular layout there, moving at light speed like his company, and getting horizontal once again like the dogs he's emulated.
Well, too much ambition. Needed to holster that one for an extra couple of seconds. Unless Fash perhaps are just playing Huck and D at this stage. But the first match point opportunity for Spangled as Prothro. We'll see if he can get us our money's worth out here with his arm. Flash committing to this zone style defense. But nice moving. Kale has an opportunity to smack bang in the center. Oh, that one is a little bit ambitious. Can there be any feisty defense under it? No, it's just the plain straight up wind that'll push that one out of bounds.
I wondered about feisty defense. I wondered for a second about a greatest opportunity before GBR lashes it the other way.
Lovely throw to Mike Bird, but it's dropped unfortunately. I'll tell you what, Spangled love their point and shoot type of offense. The handler's really making it very obvious which spaces they want to attack. Just shows the confidence. Kale working with Prothro at the back. Also have Corp. Kalp. Nice giving and going. Dezano available. The no look goes to them. Oh, pops back. Easy dish to throw. Oh, that was nearly an ankle breaker. It's going to be called down by some of the opponents.
I think I would agree that one did kick up a little bit of sand before it got into the hands of the intended receiver there. It is in the hands of Herb Kaup, and he's agreed in the end, and it will count as a turnover.
Well, to be fair, when you're 12-1 up and it's a game to 13, it's quite easy to agree on that kind of action. GBR throws high, but massive pressure. I think it's surely Kevin Kale got a little bit of peace on that.
Yeah, he did get a touch, and now chance to win it again.
Low, big pivot. And was that the most casual goal-winning catch I've ever seen on a beach ultimate? But yes, it was. Kevin Kale just pops his footwork backwards. The sideline are going to have a little bit of chat, and it's going to be called not in.
Yeah, he was caught it while his feet were still on the ground, and then hopped in, and his teammate agreed that was the case. We'll get another look here.
That could well have been good.
That could well have been good.
Looking at it on the replay. But heck, I mean, I'm not really for the casualness of a game-winning catch, you know? You got to do something with it. And this time it's an action replay, but that's a little bit of cuddle for this lovely fluorescent pink disc for visibility against the sand and the colour contrast. And that will wrap it up 13-1. Not a bagel, no breakfast delivery here in the late afternoon, but certainly a very handy performance indeed from Spangled. Just ripping their way thus far through the pack, but they'll have some opponents to face in this championship that are really going to test and push them.
Kale DePowers for the game-winning goal there. Spangled, get that job done, and will look to top the pool, looking strong against the 16 seed Hannah.
Absolutely. Well, hats off to Flash, literally, I think with this breeze that they've been facing. They've put together some really nice bits of offense. The conditions have been challenging, as have the opponents. A very well-tooled team indeed, Flush with plenty of experience and gold medals across the board. But that will wrap us up for this game. But we've had a lot of North Americans on our live stream today, Stefan, but we've got a bit more international love coming up on our final game of today.
We do indeed. Changing things up, switching into the international gears. We've got ourselves Blue Zone taking on the Jets, and that sounds like a Dutch-French clash. Exciting stuff coming up. Make sure you're tuned in and ready for that action.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly saw at the seniors division the French really making a statement back in Royan at a European beach level. So I'm sure Jets will come out and inspire their youth athletes, or take some inspiration there from. But you'll have to stay tuned for that. That will be coming up at 5:30 local time, so in just about 20 minutes. But thank you so much for joining our live stream coverage here in Sardinia at the World Great Grandmasters Beach Ultimate Championship. Spangled wrap up their second pool play game over Flash 13-1.
I know the reason why we chose to my mind, and now my heart is beating. Why did I have to break it up? Guess I was just a young girl living in a dream world. I thought that I'd be better off, but now I pay the price. I do. I don't know how to forget you. I can't forget you. You're always on my mind. I do the things that I should do, so I can't forget, but you're always on my mind. Thought you'd be gone by tomorrow, but you're still there tomorrow, and the next day, the next day. I wish I wouldn't remember how you make me feel better in the best ways, the best ways. When I lay down at night, I miss you by my side, telling me about your secrets. I dream and fantasize that I come by your house.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
I'll pay the price. I do. I don't know how to forget you. I can't forget you. You're always on my mind. I do the things that I should do, so I can't forget, but you're always on my mind. Thought you'd be gone by tomorrow, but you're still there tomorrow, and the next day, the next day. I wish I wouldn't remember how you make me feel better in the best ways, the best ways. I know why we say goodbye, but can we turn that bye into hello? I know how to love you now. No matter what I do, I can't let go. I don't know how to forget you. I can't forget you. You're always on my mind. I do the things that I should do, so I can't forget, but you're always on my mind. Thought you'd be gone by tomorrow, but you're still there tomorrow, and the next day, the next day. I wish I wouldn't remember how you make me feel better in the best ways, the best ways. Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like, oh yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone, yeah, you're the reason I'm going out of my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? Yeah, maybe a break. Boy, you're my weakness. Give and we take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug.